Beyond the binary, rethinking gender identity, gender and self-image through Kelly's personal construct theory. By Azlan Adnan, M.A. Gender and self-image, understanding the socio-political construct of gender through George Kelly's personal construct theory. Gender is often assumed to be a simple biological fact, based on the distinct differences between male and female anatomy. However, this traditional view overlooks the complexities of gender, which is not solely determined by biological sex, but is also shaped by a range of social, cultural, and psychological influences. Gender is fundamentally a socio-political construct, deeply embedded in the roles, expectations, and norms that society associates with being male or female. This means that gender is not simply an internal truth. It is also a set of social expectations that are reinforced through cultural, political, and institutional forces. The view of gender as a socio-political construct suggests that the roles and behaviors we associate with gender are not inherent or natural, but are learned, maintained, and enforced by society. These roles are shaped by the dominant power structures in society, including family dynamics, legal systems, educational institutions, and media. Gender is then something that individuals perform and embody according to social expectations, rather than an immutable fact based solely on biological sex. As such, the experiences of being male or female are not universally fixed, but vary across different cultures and historical periods, influenced by changing political, social, and economic conditions. In this context, George Kelly's personal construct theory, PCT, provides a valuable framework for understanding the psychological process through which individuals internalize and navigate societal constructs, including gender. Kelly posited that individuals act as personal scientists, creating and testing mental models, constructs, to understand the world around them. These constructs are often dichotomous, such as strong, weak, masculine, feminine, or active, passive. From an early age, children are socialized into these gendered constructs, which inform how they interpret their own identity and navigate social interactions. Kelly's framework illuminates how gender is both shaped by societal expectations and forms a crucial part of an individual's self-concept. For instance, the constructs individuals form around masculinity and femininity often become central to their identity. If someone is consistently told they are masculine because of their strength or assertiveness, they internalize these traits as part of their identity. When these constructs are challenged, perhaps when someone does not conform to the gender roles expected of them, cognitive and emotional tension can arise, as the person may feel their self-image is under threat. However, Kelly's concept of constructive alternativism allows for flexibility, suggesting that individuals have the capacity to revise their constructs when they no longer align with their lived experiences or authentic sense of self. This capacity for change is especially relevant in the context of gender identity, where individuals are increasingly recognizing that gender is not fixed, but fluid, evolving through both internal and external processes. The case of Sarah Fosberg, navigating gender identity and biology, a fascinating case study that exemplifies the intersection of gender identity, biological sex, and societal roles, is that of Sarah Fosberg, a popular YouTuber who was assigned female at birth, but later discovered that she was genetically male. Sarah was born with XY chromosomes, the genetic makeup typically associated with males. However, due to a condition known as androgen insensitivity syndrome, AIS, her body did not develop male genitalia as expected. This condition caused her to be assigned female at birth based on her physical appearance, which matched that of a female. Sarah's early childhood mirrored the experiences of most girls, as she was socialized to adopt feminine traits, dress in female clothing, and participate in activities traditionally associated with women. Her self-image, thus, was built around the gendered expectations of femininity that were ingrained in her by her family and society. However, during her teenage years, Sarah faced health complications that led to genetic testing. To her surprise, the test revealed that she was genetically male, which starkly contrasted with her socialized identity as female. Sarah's story demonstrates the complex and sometimes dissonant relationship between gender identity and biological sex. On one hand, Sarah's genetic sex was male, yet her lived experience and societal treatment had led her to adopt a female gender identity. This revelation challenged her self-image and forced her to reconsider how she understood her gender. The cognitive dissonance that followed can be understood through Kelly's personal construct theory. In this case, Sarah's personal construct of woman had been reinforced by years of societal reinforcement and personal experience. The genetic discovery of her biological sex upended this construct, creating confusion and emotional distress. However, through Kelly's theory of constructive alternativism, Sarah was able to revise her personal constructs. Rather than being defined by the revelation of her genetic sex, she embraced a more fluid understanding of gender that allowed her to navigate her identity on her own terms. Gender as a fluid construct, the power to reconstruct identity. Sarah's journey towards self-understanding highlights the flexibility and malleability of gender as a socio-political construct. As society becomes more aware of the fluidity of gender identity, more individuals like Sarah are challenging the binary and rigid categorizations of gender that have traditionally dominated societal thinking. This fluidity reflects a broader shift away from seeing gender as biologically determined and towards recognizing that it is a social construct that can be redefined in ways that better reflect an individual's true self. In line with Kelly's constructive alternativism, Sarah's experience underscores the importance of rethinking traditional gender roles and allows for a reimagining of what it means to be masculine or feminine. Gender, therefore, is not simply a static, biological reality, but a spectrum of identities shaped by personal experience and societal influence. Just as Sarah was able to revise her own gender constructs, so too can others choose to define their gender identity beyond the constraints of biological sex and societal norms. Conclusion. The relevance of personal constructs in understanding gender identity. Sarah Fosberg's case provides a valuable insight into the complexities of gender identity and the socio-political forces that shape it. It is an example of how gender is not a simple binary determined by biology, but a construct influenced by both internal and external factors. Using George Kelly's personal construct theory, we can understand how gender is formed through the mental constructs individuals develop based on their experiences and societal norms. These constructs can be fluid and flexible, allowing individuals to navigate and even redefine their gender identities in ways that align with their authentic selves. As society continues to evolve, the understanding of gender as a socio-political construct will become increasingly important. The flexibility of gender identity offers individuals the opportunity to break free from the rigid expectations traditionally associated with male and female roles. Gender is not fixed. It is a dynamic, ever-changing construct that reflects both personal experiences and broader social influences. Hannah references. Kelly G.A., 1955. The Psychology of Personal Constructs. W. W. Norton and Company. 2. De Beauvoir S., 1949, The Second Sex, Alfred A. Knopf. 3. Butler J., 1990, Gender Trouble, Feminism and the Subversion of Identity, Routledge. 4. McHugh M., 2009, The Androgen Insensitivity Syndrome, a genetic disorder with psychological and social consequences, Journal of Clinical Genetics.